lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the instructions tab and click on this green done button. You get an
Hello everyone, welcome to Code Along Sessions with Coding Ireland. Today we have the student favorite, coding battles. So let's see who we have in the room today. We have Pokemon 8 and we have few more whose names I cannot see as well. So welcome everybody, and we'll wait for a little while for others to roll in as well. So what is arcade build battles? You would be given a theme where you are free to make whatever you want in Microsoft Make Code, and the battles would be timed. So that means you would be given a specific amount of time in which you can create your own projects. At the end of that time limit, we will share our projects with each other and then see who wins the battle. So, all right. Let's begin the first battle. Pokemon 8, are you excited? Okay, guys, you can always chat with me through the chat portal, and you can also use the digital assistant Ayata for asking any suggestions that you want that you can make in today's battles. Okay, guys, so that's it. So, just a little bit of introduction. We would have three battles. One would be a 15-minute battle. The second one would be a 5-minute battle. And the third one would be a 1-minute battle. Okay, guys. So let's start with the first battle, which is the 15-minute battle. Okay. You can make any project. I'm going to start the timer now. Just give me a minute. I saw, guys, for your entertainment and fun, I created like really interesting timers. I got them off the internet, of course. So okay, here we have an online stopwatch, and we have a 10-minute timer over here. I'm starting it now. Let's go. So I will create one project along with you guys, and occasionally we'll keep on rolling in between the timer. Okay, so let's begin. Remember to open Make Code Arcade. Okay, I'm just gonna make a new project. Guys, make anything, use any concepts that we've covered so far, and I'll tell you when we have half time. Good luck, guys. So Anyways, I decided to create an archery kind of a game. This is one of the games that I used to play as a kid, um, on my dad's phone. So I'm just trying to recreate that. Mhm. Welcome, Sasha. So, as you know, we have today's code along battles. Sorry, it's not code along. It's today we have build battles. So we've started the first battle, which is a 15-minute battle. We have. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I start a 10-minute battle? Okay, sorry guys, I had to set the timer to 15. That's fine. I'll give you extra 5 minutes after that. So guys, we still have 13 minutes to go. It's not 7 minutes, it's 13 minutes, okay? So don't worry, I'll tell you when we have half time. So come on, get your projects rolling with me. And meanwhile, I try to create my own Okay guys, we have 11 minutes to go. Almost 11 minutes to go. If you have any doubts, as if you need any help regarding your projects, please let me know in the chat section, or you could also use a react button. As a hint, guys, just to remind you of the concepts that we've done the concept of gravity, projectiles, Timers, score, countdowns. So try and think of interesting concepts that you guys can create out of those. Okay, we have about 9 minutes remaining. We also have to share our projects, guys. So even if you are completing your battles, do share your projects in the chat section. So we'll discuss all of these projects when the timer is gone. Okay, we have half time is up, guys. We have about 7 minutes remaining. If you want to use the action of interaction of your keyboard keys, remember to use the controller. That comes in very handy when you have to use the space key, up, left, or any of the arrow keys. Okay, 5 minutes remaining, guys. I hope you're creating good stuff. Okay, 4 minutes left. Okay, guys, last 2 minutes left. I'm done with my game, so I'm just gonna be on this page and wait for these 2 minutes to go by. So we had Sasha and Pokemon 8 with us. I seem to have not been online right now. Let's see if they've shared their projects yet. Guys, if you're done, please share your projects in the chat section. Okay, so last 1.5 minute, guys. Okay, 40 seconds. Okay, I see a project submission by Pokemon 8. 20 seconds to go. And let me also share my project meanwhile. Okay, guys. So we are done with the 15-minute build battle. Okay, guys, please share your projects in the chat section. I see that Pokemon 8 has shared their project with us. So let's check it out. Okay, I'm going to open Pokemon 8's project and it's in Scratch. That's okay, but Pokemon 8, we had to make it in Microsoft Make Code. Also, it's okay, let's view a Scratch project, but it's not visible. This is not how you're supposed to share the Scratch project. Um, I'll tell you how you have to share your project. So just see on my screen. Let's say um, you make any project, okay? Let's say I just make a random project. And when it is done, you have to click on this share button, okay? And just copy this link at the top and then send it to me. So your project has a project number. This is the project number, okay, Pokemon 8. So could you please reshare your project with me? Whenever you share your project, remember your project has some number like that, and it will come only if you press the share button. So if you just give this part, it won't work. Okay, so let's try that again while you share the project. And meanwhile, guys, I'm going to show you what I made in Microsoft Arcade. Okay, so right, so this is what I tried to make. I made an archery game wherein I've made an arrow and some heart balloons which are floating on the screen, and I have 60-second timer, so I can move my arrow up and down as you can see over here through the up and down arrow keys. And when I press the space key or the A button key, the arrow moves forward, and while doing so, it it bursts all the hard balloons, and I've added like a nice disintegrate effect over there. So my aim is to just score as many points as I can. As you can see, I'm not a great shooter. Okay, all right, so yeah, let's play it further and then I'll run through the code once so that if anybody is interested in making it at their homes, they can. Okay, so I could score 7. Okay, let me see if Pokemon 8 has shared their project. All right, so guys, let me go through this project once. What I've done is very simple. Firstly, I've just set a tile map, empty tile map, okay, and then I set the background color to blue. Now, empty tile map is needed because I need to set the background for detecting the walls, okay. When I've added the functionality so that when the arrow hits the right wall, it should come back, okay. To detect that wall, we need that to set an empty tile map. If you want, guys, you can add any of the flowers or anything you guys can add. So let's say yeah, I can let's say I add some grass um, at the bottom. So if I add this grass, you can see, the grass is coming at the bottom. So it's up to you guys, okay. So we can decorate it like that. And then I created my sprite, my arrow sprite, very easy. And I've positioned it over here. So my X is almost at the corner, so just a little bit. And I made my vertical position to come a bit down over there. Okay, so I made it 54. Then I am moving my sprite with up and down arrow keys, as you can see. So when we move horizontally, we have only Vy, which is vertical velocity, vertical speed, and Vx, the horizontal speed is 0. because I do not want it to move horizontally. And I've set my initial score and countdown to 60. Then this is where I've created my heart sprites. So this is, where is it? Let's see. Yes. So every 1 second when the game is updated, I'm creating a projectile, guys. Okay, so a projectile is also a sprite. It's just that it's different in the sense that when you want to, it's like cloning in Scratch. When you want to create a lot of the same kind of sprites which will get destroyed, so projectiles are just sprites which get auto destroyed when they're off the screen. Okay, and they come with an inherent velocity. So I created this sprite, and then I'm I'm setting its vertical velocity so that it's just moving upwards. So when it's moving upwards, we give it a negative velocity. Okay, and yes, so initially they are all coming from the bottom of the screen. Okay, guys, so if I remove this x part to be 0, you will see that x is 0, so this is the corner, and y is 108, where that is the bottom of the screen, guys. Okay, do you see, this is the bottom of the screen where y is 108. So all the balloons are coming from the bottom. But if I want them to come randomly across any x, so basically I want them to come from, let's say, this space to this space. So it's x40 to 160. 40 would mean somewhere, ahead of the arrow, somewhere here to here. Any random x they would choose. And that's it. When I'm using the overlap condition over here, when my player sprite is overlapping with my projectile sprite, I'm destroying the projectile sprite with some effects, changing the score. And how is my arrow coming back to the starting place is here. So forever I am checking for the condition that if my sprite is hitting the right wall, which is this edge, my sprite should come back to the starting position x11 and y54, which is what was my on start condition. All right, guys. So very simple. And when I pressed the space key, my sprite was moving ahead with a horizontal velocity. Okay, guys. So yeah, it does have many elements, but it's a very interesting game. You can add sounds and other effects as well. Okay, I'm just gonna refresh my screen and see if we have uh, more entries. Do we? Okay. Okay, I do not see the modifier entry by Pokemon 8. Pokemon 8, please try and give your correct Scratch project. And meanwhile, we'll go to Build Battle number 2, which is that you have 5 minutes to design an arcade project with any theme. Okay, so let me start battle number 2. If you guys could give me a minute, please. So I'm just gonna use a fancy clock this time again. So we have 5 minutes. It's set, and okay, do we see the timer yet? All right, guys. So I'm starting the timer, and this time I'm gonna make my own project while being away from the screen, so you guys can watch the timer at all times. Okay, so good luck, guys. Okay, guys, so time's up. The 5 minute build battle is complete. Please share your projects again in the chat section. Meanwhile, I'll show you what I tried to create. Okay, so okay, guys. Um, whilst I'll get your entries, I'll show you what I created. Now, I just see it was a 5 minutes timer, and I just thought I'll just modify the current balloon popping game. I copied it and then I tried to modify it into another very popular mobile game called Fishy. So, guys, what I've done is I just converted. Okay, I'll show you what it is first. So, this is a game wherein we have a big shark. The player, my sprite, is a big shark, and then we have a lot of small fishes floating around in the sea. And my goal is to move the shark with arrow keys and then try to eat gulp down as many fishes as I can and gain score. So I couldn't complete it, of course, but I'll show you how and what things we can do to make this game even better. So as of now, what I've done is that I just changed my arrow sprite to a whale sprite, which was available in the galleries. I just filtered to animals and I selected my shark. You guys can select any kind of monster you want if you're not using an underwater scene. And I'm now using both buttons for the vertical and horizontal velocity. Okay, up, down, left, and right. And then I've changed my balloon projectiles to small fishes, which was again available from the gallery. And now my fishes are coming randomly through anywhere in the screen. Okay, X random, Y random. The positions are random. Rest everything remains same, but I really do not need the forever loop now because I don't care if my whale is touching the right wall or not. So I can remove that. So that is one thing. And what we can do is that in order to stop the game, instead of using a countdown of 60 seconds, we can have, let's say, every 5 seconds we can have a very big whale also enter the sea, which will eat our sprite. Okay, so let's do that. Let's try that. So we can say that okay, every, let's say, every 3 seconds, let's create a new variable and we can say um, big fish. I'm going to call it big fish, and I am going to set it to a very big fish. Okay, so I don't have it, but I can enter something like a sea monster. I don't have it here, but okay, let's just let's just create this one to be the sea monster. Okay, and we'll assume that the sea monster will eat the big fish. Okay, um if not, we can actually still just use the same fish that we were using, which is our whale. Okay, this one. And there is something called scale. Okay, and I can um, scale it to make it bigger. Okay, so if I scale it to, let's say, 4, if I scale the big fish, See, now it's really big. So when I change the scale to 4, it has become 4 times. Okay, so I'm not gonna make it 4. I'm just gonna make it twice as big. All right. Okay, so this is the big fish that can eat our fish. All right. So what am I gonna do is that it's coming from right side. Okay, we are anchoring it to the right, so it's gonna appear from the right side, and we have to get saved by it. Okay, and let me put its direction to the rightmost side. X is 160 and Y can be anything. So it's coming from uh, extreme corner. And just so that we can see it fully, let's make this 100. Okay, cool. And that is it. So not every 3 seconds, perhaps every 5 seconds seems good. What else we could do is that um, whenever this player sprite is overlapping with the, I can actually call it as enemy. So guys, I'm not going to do this part. We'll do this after the third battle if the time remains. Basically, you have to check if the projectile sprite is of is big fish. So I can actually do this over. Okay, let me just quickly do this over here and show it to you. So it's very simple. So you have another logic over here, and you can say that if um, yeah, so you can say if other sprite is big fish. Okay, so if my own player sprite is overlapping with the big fish, then game is over. Okay, and you lose. All right, guys. Otherwise, um, yeah. Otherwise, we will just destroy and change uh, the score. Let's see if this works. Okay, I'm having this one, so my score is changing, and this one is fine. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, now my score is, I'm sorry, my game is over and I got eaten by the big fish. So this is like a version of a game of very popular game Fishy, where you have to eat smaller fish to gain your score, and if you get eaten by a bigger fish than you, then game is over. All right, so I don't see any more entries. So let's quickly begin the last battle, which is the 1 minute build battle, wherein you have to design a character in arcade. Okay, so firstly, all right, I'm gonna start by first putting the timer. Okay, there's a very interesting timer over here, which is a candle, burning candle, and it'll go down while it's burning, and the timer is coming down. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna start it now and start. Okay, I'll just quickly try to make a fish itself, since that is what we just made. Okay, guys, the time's up. I have no clue what I made. Uh, all right, so I just tried to make a fish. It looks like some 5-year-old kid has made it. I really just couldn't get time because I was setting the timer and stuff. So yeah, this is my fish. Of course, I have. This is not a fish actually. It's just a try. But yeah, it's okay, guys. 1 minute is too less to make a character. But yeah, that's the fun of build battles. So do try these battles at your own pace, at your own time when you guys are offline. And yes, you can always share your projects in the chat section. I will definitely share my fishing game with you guys. It's under the name of archery. Let me just change the name. I'll call it fishy, and I'll share it with you guys. Copied, and yeah, that's the fishy project. So that's it. With that, we complete today's build battles. I know we don't have much entries, but yeah, I do hope you guys will share your projects offline and then we can view them in the next class. So let me just complete all of these. And yes, so with that, we have um, done the lesson. I'm gonna stop my screen share. All right, guys. So I had a lot of fun doing the build battles. I hope you guys did as well. I'm gonna see you next time with a new project in Microsoft Arcade. Make code arcade. Till then, keep coding. Have fun. Bye, guys. Have a nice day.